Hey everybody, welcome back. We are playing a little bit more Loop Hero today, and I think I am going to change our font type. I almost feel bad doing it, but I've had some trouble reading the text out loud, so we'll just go ahead. Just for this one, we'll see how it goes. If the legibility makes a big difference for us. As far as your viewing experience, and obviously if you have a preference, please leave a comment on the video. Okay, so we're here in our camp, and honestly, I'm not totally sure how this works yet. This element of the game works yet. I'm assuming it's similar to like in Gungeon. You have the area, I don't remember what it's called, kind of outside of the Gungeon, where you can get permanent upgrades and sort of prep. I'm assuming this is similar to that, whereas you build the buildings, you can get more stuff for your runs so that you're stronger. But how that works specifically, I'm not sure. I think, well, we can't build anything new yet, so maybe we just start off. Available supply slots for tools, max equipped items. Okay, so we could upgrade. Oh, we can't upgrade, we don't have the stuff we need. We need another camp item slot or a tomato. I don't think we can physically do anything here. So maybe we just get started, and we'll let the loop sort of dictate what we're looking at today. I am using a different microphone today. This Blue Yeti that I didn't have it lying around, but we weren't using it on our previous videos just because it wasn't hooked up. It wasn't close enough for me to physically go get it. But listening back to the videos, I wasn't totally happy with the quality of the audio, which I apologize for. So I did some tests already, and I think this sounds considerably better, at least in my opinion. If you have an opinion that's different, or if you agree with me, comments is a perfect thing to put in the comments. Okay, so last time we sort of put all of our rocks over here, which I didn't mind doing. I wonder if we kind of try and do 2 mountain ranges so that we can get that mountain bonus. That may be foolish, but I think that's what I want to try and do, and then maybe do the meadows sort of around the edge this time. We didn't really get a good run. Sorry, we had a good run last time. We didn't really get any build the spiders, but they're starting us out with them, so I may drop it here initially. I'm moving faster than my brain will allow me to talk. So I'll put maybe the spiders here initially as our first enemy, and then at battlefield here to prevent, and then try not to put too many other enemies spawners there. Okay, mountain, so that we don't end up potentially, so that we limit the ghosts that we end up with while still getting the bonus of the chests. The beacons increase your movement speed, so I think this feels pretty good to me. We have quite a few spaces here that this will touch, and getting around the loop quicker is always good. If you've watched the previous videos, you know that I'm not great at remembering to look over here. That pretty much trashed our first run. So hopefully, there's another enemy. Hopefully we do a little bit better there. Upgrading your character is a big part of the game. These spiders spawn fast. Makes me nervous. So we'll try and keep our eyes over here. Obviously we take all these first items because there's no reason not to. Having an empty slot is worth nothing to us. Meadows are great. A little more HP per day. Drop the rock over here. Then we have some more spiders. Spider might have been a horrible idea, based on how much they're thrashing us here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for sure. 10% counter or 2 damage to all and 4% attack speed. I think I would like the counter. Then maybe we drop another grove here for now. And we'll hold on to this spider. They just spawn once a day on an adjacent tile, so this might actually have been a silly place for that. I'm wondering now, maybe I will put this other spider down just to see. I'll look at that in a sec, just to see if we put this on like a corner, maybe here. I wonder, this is also a great spot for a I forgot what they're called, the lamps that reduce enemy spawning. But if we put it here, then it has a chance to spawn the spiders in any of those 3 places. Or, I mean, maybe over here would be a little better, so it's out of the range of blood of the battlefield. You see what I'm saying? So that they don't only have one spot to go. Oh, I almost forgot. That's not as good, just not as good. And we don't have anything here. So, something that we're definitely thinking about. So, maybe here. That's feeling pretty good. There's an interesting mechanic in this game where it's almost not. That seems really good. It's almost not in your best interest to try and get to the boss every time. I mean, from what I can tell, based on our last run, we did get to the boss. We ended up dying. The boss killed us very quickly. And we were sort of left with a whole bunch of stuff that gets taken away. We lost a whole bunch of our items, so we'd accumulated, like up here, these things. We'd lost a ton of these because we had died, but the game lets you. Ooh, that is a lot of HP bonus increase, so maybe we will take that. And I think just the straight damage is going to be better for us here in the up front. What I was saying is that the game down here, it gives you the option to run, essentially to run. And when your dude is booking it, it will, I guess maybe you have to be at the camp to run away. So maybe it's not quite as lenient as I thought it was initially, but you have the option there to go back to your base, or I guess they call it your camp, and then here you have your camp as well. Everything kind of has the same name. I'm wondering if it makes sense to get pretty far and then to try returning to camp as opposed to just, you know, running into the boss every single round, every single run. If you know what I mean. One thing that okay, we're gonna try and make a kind of an enclosed area here. One thing I like about this game is the overall. The first word that came to myself was like the way that the game limits you and how much that you do, but it's really just like the UX of the game is a lot of it's automated, and you're sort of. It's like almost like those idle games where like the person runs and you have to. This is a horrible analogy and isn't actually accurate. But it's like those games where you're just like putting blocks in front of a dude as he goes. So you're like indirectly influencing your regen per second. That could be good. But I don't think it's worth losing all the other bonuses. Where you're moving, like you consistently move, or your character is consistently doing something and you're just kind of throwing in the outside influences. Okay, so we're gonna check out this ring. I guess we could look at it right now. 7 damage to all. I think the 8% vampirism is better, going to be more useful to us than that right now. And I'm also thinking we put a road lantern down in this other grove to start getting us a little bit closer to where we want to be. I think I am going to also try that spider cocoon strategy that I was talking about before. Oh, let's not lock that. Just to see what we get, because if it does split them up, that will make the spiders a little bit less scary. And maybe we start thinking about oblivioning these spiders here. I guess I'll just go ahead and straight up do it. But I also wanted to see, like, will that reduce our boss meter? And it did. So we lost those spiders. We lost the bonus they were giving us, but I think it will, for like longevity of the run, I think it's probably the right move. I like the vampires. I like the aesthetic of the vampires. I don't know if we need the vampires quite yet. Just doing a quick check. That shield is better. It's quite a lot of attack speed. Let's keep running. Things are going okay. I don't think we need to make any big changes yet. The last run was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be initially. And I guess I was basing that on our first attempt, which was horrid. I think the counter is definitely worth losing a little bit of a bonus there. Slightly less vampirism, but it gives us some increased attack speed. We lose the counter. I think we take it. We do have a pretty high counter right now. And that will keep it still pretty high. We're at 26%. Yeah, I think I thought that the run would be a little bit faster than it actually was last time. We ended up getting quite a bit further than I thought. Okay, so we can see also the spiders, it is splitting them up, which is good for us, I think, because then we're not as when they're all bunched up, we take more damage per encounter because it takes us longer to kill them. Should probably start putting out some of these vampire mansions. Yeah, I have been enjoying the game quite a bit. I haven't played it that much yet. I'm doing some reading here. I think the other shield is a little better for us. I have been enjoying the game. I'm interested to see what sort of end game style replayability we have, because I was a little surprised at how easy, quote-unquote easy it was. I'm gonna start these over here. How quote-unquote easy it was for us to get to the boss last time. Okay, so we got some important choices here. I think that this attack speed sounds great, and the increased health does not hurt us at all. And I think that our damage here, we're going to lose 14% counter, so we'll actually lose all of our counter if we take this weapon. But it'll increase our damage by like 10 per hit, which is pretty good. I think maybe we hold off just to see sort of how our run evolves. We're also going to want to put one of these treasuries down sooner rather than later. Maybe we try something like this, so that we can put, as we build these, we'll get bonuses for them. Getting some more stuff. But as I was trying to say, I guess, the I'm interested to see what kind of longevity the game has, because if we can get to the oh shoot, this is a sad time. Traditional fantasy elements. Obviously, we've got a mimic here. You can't unthink games like Dark Souls when you see a mimic. If you've played those, at least in the second one, you run into them occasionally, and they basically every time they ruin your day. So, it's the first time you see it. I think the defense sounds a little bit more useful to us here. This gives us a little bit more evasion, and well, it gives us, I mean, a lot of evasion, but a tiny bit more vampirism. I think we're okay. I think the pure damage is more useful to us. And I'm curious now the difference between pure damage and damage to all. We don't have any damage to all right now. I think that might be like your area of effect attacks. So like each hit doing more damage per hit. Or sorry, you'll do damage to each enemy every time you land a hit. Something like that. But feeling pretty good. I think we're setting ourselves up in an okay way for our forthcoming activity. Okay, so we've got a goblin camp, which we saw last time as well. Should be okay. We'll see. If it starts to bother us, we can always Oblivion. I might even hold on to this rock for now. Yes, okay, so we did get a mountain peak. Cool, that's actually great. And then maybe I'll drop this rock here. So we're gonna try and build another mountain peak over here, I think. If we can pull it off. I like that, because we don't have any enemies there. I'm thinking maybe, this is actually, well, that's probably not the worst place for the goblin camp, because they can sort of split up the enemies. I think we try and put a grove somewhere that we're not going to get stuck. That might be okay. We're not going to get stuck fighting like multiple types of enemies in the same battle, which maybe you only actually get that with things like the vampire mansion. A little more speed. That's not speed, the opposite of that. The one that reduces spawning. That's a good spot for that. Another rock. Get to fight a goblin. The yoked goblins. Goblin leaders, I guess. There. Oh, we've got some items we missed. This seems like just a straight up upgrade. A little bit less defense, more regen per second. I think we're feeling okay on those elements right now. And I really haven't decided yet if we're looking at trying to just escape this time, or if it makes more sense for us to try and get try and fight the boss again. Because this may be a run where we just try and accrue some good resources so we can build some more upgrades at our base. I think I do like this. Pure damage. We are kind of doing a pure damage build. Well, I mean 11, that's really not that much comparatively, but it feels like the direction we're going in. So this gives us less pure damage, but these other bonuses are, I think, definitely worth it. And then this will lose quite a bit of attack speed. That might not be worth it, honestly. Let's keep walking and we'll see how we feel. Maybe we can lock it so that we don't accidentally lose it while we think. I'm also curious. Yeah, so this gives us a bonus. The mountain peak was a good move for us, I think. But this is where the harpies are spawning from now, so we've kind of created our own, not downfall, but like we're making it harder for ourselves. I don't know. I don't know if these, if it makes sense to like stack them up, or if we should try splitting them up. Let's try splitting them up. That's probably a dumb spot for that. Because I think that's we're gonna end up with some additional problem vampires now. I find it's tricky because you almost don't want to put anything out that's gonna, will hurt you, but at the same time, you have to. So the question is, where's the least bad place for it to go? There's only so much planning that I can do in my brain ahead in that regard. Let's see what we got. That is a huge health upgrade. We lose 24% attack speed. That's almost all of our attack speed in bonus right now. I don't think we take it. I think those other bonuses are going to be too important for us. I'm thinking we try and put the cemetery down. Maybe we do. So I'm curious now that we have confirmed that this is where the harpies come from. You can actually see it flying out to make my day worse. I wonder if building up the cemeteries like this, if we stack them up, if that will be if having so many of the cemeteries together turns them into something else that's more useful to us. And it might not be, to be fair. That seems like a good spot for that. It might not be useful. That may actually make things worse. But I think it's worth trying. We're still early on. We're still figuring out how the game mechanics work. Sort of what the deeper strategy is here. But I think we're in an okay place overall. So this is an increase in counter and it gives us regen per second, but we lose our evasion and our vampirism, and I think we're okay. So the skeletons, they hit hard. They're doing 40 a hit, but they attack much slower. I'm trying to see why they... Because each thing that you build has a certain amount of... I'm blanking. Of, like, contribution that it will give you for towards your boss meter. Oh, hold on. So I'm curious about... I think we do take a little bit of a dip on pure damage to get these other bonuses here. We looked at that ring already. Yeah, I'm trying to see why, because the cemetery has a full circle, so it gives you like that much more toward the boss than the others do. So I'm wondering what makes it more dangerous or more deadly or whatever contributing factor it ends up being. They do seem to have a lot of health. Okay, interesting. So we also you saw we got tired in that fight because it was so long. So maybe that's part of what makes them suckier. I wonder if we Oblivion one of these. Probably this one. No, at least this one spreads them out. Maybe we Oblivion this guy. Just to give us a little bit more breathing room. But that, yeah, we got a debuff from being in that fight for too long. So that's another, I guess another point toward getting us some better stuff here. That's so much more max HP. I think it's probably worth finally giving up that bonus defense. Sorry, that attack speed bonus that we had. But I'm also trying to find a weapon that's going to be more helpful to us. Okay, let's keep going. Keep up the walk. I think I've already messed up this mountain range, but let's continue our horrible decisions for a little while longer. Because I think you need a whole row of mountain down the center, and maybe on the other side as well, but maybe just down the center. And if that is the case, then we definitely don't have that. Hello! We've got like a... something going on over there that I don't recognize. Looks kind of like a ghost, but he seems like surprisingly far away from the battlefield to be a ghost. Keep walking here. Okay, we are running into a little bit of, what is this? Ghost of a ghost? Oh my gosh. And did they just get like, are we gonna get ghost of a ghost of a ghost? Just absolutely destroyed by a series of ghost inception ghosts that we can do nothing about. Seems a little bit ridiculous, but that's fine. I'm here for it. I'm here for the ridiculousness. This is also the second mimic that we've seen, so I'm wondering, because we didn't see any on our last run, so I'm wondering how much. Ooh, the 9% damage to all, I think, is going to be really useful for us here. Sorry, I'm just talking, I'm forgetting what I was saying. I'll come back to that after I look at these things. Attack speed, great. Evasion, great. Let's take it. Damage to all. And pure damage, we lose a good amount of HP, max HP. How are we doing on HP? Let's take it, because I think if we can survive longer, we'll just get hit less, which is almost as good as having HP, as killing stuff faster. Here we go. Better weapon. Yeah, we lose attack speed, but we're doing more and we're getting some other bonuses that are really nice. Yeah. See, we're almost at the point where we're one-shotting the spiders, which will be essential for us. That ring is bad. Is it bad? The ring is bad. This looks like a ghost. Oh, it's a harpy. Okay, so that's what they look like when they're on the board. A little bit different. We should probably put down some of these other enemy spaces. Okay. Yeah, I think we've got ourselves set up pretty well here.